Everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today, friends, we are again working away in my December daily album. So for this video, we are going to work on the next 3 stories for numbers 14, 15, and 16. So trucking right along, I am a little behind. I had a lot go on this month, but I feel really good about the pace that I'm going. I'm just the type of person where I like to complete my albums right around the time that whatever the event is or the holiday, whenever it happened. So I wouldn't typically stop this album and work on it like next year or something. It's just not something that I usually do. So I'm definitely trying to stay on track to get this album completed by the end of December. So for all 3 of these stories, I keep them really simple. And that's something that I'm trying to do, to just be okay with just the simplicity of some of these layouts, just trying to get the stories told and then move on. So for this one, it is going to change up just a little bit, not this main page with the circles, but this additional page that you'll see as we go. But the point of this story is all about Penny and the fact that I love to take fun photos of her, and I love to have little photo shoots. And it seems like a lot of years I'll find some sort of viral or trend on Instagram, and I'll try to take pictures of Penny like that. So this year it was the wrapping paper trend. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like where you tape up wrapping paper, and like I did it for our hallway. So I was on one side of the hallway, she was on the other side, and I had wrapping paper there in the middle. So in theory, she would come over to the wrapping paper and stick her head through, and I could get these really cute pictures of her with her head through the wrapping paper. Well, it didn't quite work. She finally came up to the hole that I had made for her whenever I enticed her with cheese, but she wouldn't stick her head all the way through. But I thought that they were still really funny. It was a cute story. And I liked documenting the fail of it all. So I had these 4 photos. 3 of them, her little head is partially through the wrapping paper. And one of them is like of her at the total other end of the hallway where she just wouldn't even come through for me. So I ended up, since I had several photos here, I found this paper in a Vicki Boutin paper pack. So it's a Christmas paper pack, and I really have only used a couple sheets from it. It's the peppermint... what's it called? Peppermint Kisses. So it's a little bit of like how Vicki Boutin paper is. It's a little mixed media-ish. So it didn't super go with the other paper that I've been using from Pink Fresh, which is so like clean and crisp, but I have incorporated a couple of the sheets here and there. And so this one I thought would be kind of cool because it had all of these circles. So I thought, okay, that's like an easy start to a layout for me where I don't have to use that much brain power. I can just use my 2-inch circle punch and punch out my photos and punch out my journaling and things. And then I can put them right inside of these pre-made circles. That's exactly what I did. You'll notice that I also punched out a couple circles that I cut off at the very bottom just so it would look like this row of circles was completely filled in. And then again, I had my little bit of journaling. I punched that out as well. And then I used one of those felt stars and the acetate numbers from Allie Edwards to add my number 15. Now, this is a big fail on my part that happens here with adding this other photo. So I wanted this picture of Penny to be kind of the opener to my story number 15, because after I took the wrapping paper pictures that didn't turn out, I ended up taking this one cute photo of her with these little antlers on, and I really love this photo. It's nice and light and airy, and it was on the bed. She looks like Max from The Grinch to me, so I thought that was really cute. So I definitely wanted to document this. So at first, I chose a 3x4 photo, and then I printed off my journaling, and I just cut out this pattern paper in a 3x4 size. Then I used a piece of transparency and I adhered the photo to the one side, and then I'm going to adhere the journaling on the opposite side. So then I would have kind of a clear page. So I do that, but I didn't like it pretty much instantly. So I did not film what I ended up doing. It was so super simple, but what I did was I just threw out the transparency page and just called it, called it an L, and then I printed off the picture of her a little bit bigger at I think it was about 7 by maybe like, is that right? Or maybe, no, I think it was like a 5.5 by 8.2-ish size. So I wanted it to be like a smaller page to go in here. And I'm just going to, you'll see it at the very end, but I just leave it alone. I have the picture on one side, add pattern paper to the other side, and add my journaling. So you will see that as we go. But I just keep it really simple, and I just made that picture bigger because I really loved the picture of Penny and wanted to have it as like the showpiece. And I just felt like right here with the 3x4 and the transparency, I just didn't like it, but I kept it in just so you guys could see it. And I do like the idea of adding a transparent page, and I've done that with different projects before, but it just wasn't working for me. I also end up adding this like little frame, and I was like, oh, I'm really not liking it at this point. So I just put that part to the side and moved on. So also with the circular page, the only thing that you're not seeing, I did take it to the sewing machine off camera. So at the very end, whenever I'm doing the flip through, you'll see it. But I did sew around all of the little circles to just add a little bit of texture. And I think eventually, I don't know if I did this off camera too, so I'm just going to tell you about it. But I did take a patterned transparency that I had from Allie Edwards. It was like one of those 4x8 size transparency. And I cut those into circles and put them behind some of the pictures of Penny as well. And then I used a puffy wreath sticker around one. So I'm sorry that I didn't keep all of that in the video, but basically there's a few additional embellishments, and you'll see that at the very end and also in my photos on Instagram. So moving on to story 16, this is another really simple story, basically a currently list or things I'm loving list, simple joys, whatever you want to call it. So I'm calling it December Loving. And what I did was I took 4 photos around my house of little things that I was loving right now. And I printed those off at roughly 2x2. They're a little bit bigger than 2x2 squares. So I have the Casey Musgraves record because I haven't listened to a ton of Christmas music this season, but I have listened to this album a couple times, and that's been making me happy. The second picture is of our Christmas sheets. So I got these last month, and I've been loving them, and I just put them back on the bed like yesterday. So I snapped this picture so that I could document that I had Christmas sheets, and also I put up a ton of twinkle lights in our bedroom along with our little bedroom tree. So that's making me really happy whenever I'm hanging out in there. The other photos, I'm kind of blocking them right now, but I do have my favorite candle from Target. It's the holiday spruce candle. I love the smell of like Christmas trees. So I put in my journaling that I am more of a fake tree girl, but I love the smell of the real tree. So I loved having those candles around during the season. And my last picture is of our kitchen sink area with some garland, and I also have a couple strands of little battery-operated twinkle lights, both in white and in color, and I just love turning those on at night and having like the glow in the kitchen. So those are the 4 things that I talk about. So I used the prompt, "This December I'm loving," and then I wrote about each one of those things. So I'm just keeping this layout super, super simple again. So I just printed my photos. I did round the corners. I'm adding them in like one kind of larger square at the top. And then I'm going to add on the December Loving here with my glue pen right in the middle of all of the photos. Then I have my typed journaling on my sticker paper at the bottom. So I'm going to place that just right under all of the photos. And I'll put my number 16 right above that, which you'll see as we go. And I just add some little puffy gold heart stickers by each one of the prompts there at the bottom, just kind of like bullet points. So I keep this one simple, easy. I do add one tiny little bit of stitching on here as well after I go down to use my mom's sewing machine. But yeah, keeping it really simple and just happy to have these stories told this season for sure. So going to finish this one up, and I'd love to know, how are you guys doing with your December documenting? Are you up to date? Are you kind of behind? Are you doing great? How's it going? Do you typically finish by the end of December, or do you kind of keep it on the back burner and work on it throughout the next year, or work on it throughout January? There's so many different ways to document and get those, stories done in any way that works for you. So I hope that regardless of how you are documenting, that you're having fun and enjoying it. And this project has definitely, even though my season has looked a little different this year, it's really kept my spirits up, and it's been a really fun Christmas activity for me to do. So at this point, December Daily just feels like something that I do every Christmas, and something I look forward to, just like looking at Christmas lights or having movie nights. I love working on December Daily, so it's brought me a lot of joy throughout the season for sure. So to go on the other side of the December loving page, this is my number 17, and it's all about a new ornament that I got this year when we were in New York. So I knew that I love documenting ornaments anyways. So I knew that sometime over this season, I wanted to document this ornament in particular. I got a few other ones this year, not too many, but I just kind of wanted to focus on this one. So he's so cute. He's a breakable ornament, and it's a little Santa Claus. He's on a subway car, and he has like a little briefcase in his hand that talks about the subway and Times Square, and then he has an apple in the other that says, New York, or I love New York or something. And I just thought it was so cute. We got it at the Museum of the City of the Museum of the City of New York, I think is what the museum was called. But it was a really great museum, and we had a lot of fun there. So I love this ornament. So I just had him on the tree, and I just went and took a portrait style photo. And I love the large photo paired with the more like busy page with multiple photos and lots of journaling and all of that. So here I just scrap lifted. Many people have done a spread like this before, but I've never done one like this, I don't think, where I just took a 3x4 card as my template, and I used my X-Acto knife to go around 3 of the 4 sides so I could create like a flip up. So whenever you're looking at the photo, it's like the full-size photo, but then you can flip it up, and underneath I have a couple pieces of pattern paper there with my numbers. I'm stamping 17 now, and then I'll add my journaling into that bottom section there. And I really like the way that this looks. I love that it's like the full photo, but then you can flip it, and I think that's really cool. I am going to grab one of my Avery index tabs right here, one of the smaller ones, and I'm going to add that on to the side of the photo. I kind of forgot about these, but I have a lot of Avery index tabs, and they do really come in handy because they are flat. So it's not like adding ribbon or something that's going to add that bulk. Like, they're pretty flat, but it also gives you a little bit of help with flipping that up, and also just helps you to notice that you're supposed to flip it. So I like adding that on. And then I'm going to pop my journaling into that bottom section and call this one done. I think I add like one other sticker, and that's it. So super simple. Again, all 3 of these I feel like were mega simple layouts, but I really love them. I love the stories that I told. I love adding in bits about the doggies. I love adding in like currently list and things, and then super happy to document that ornament. So here I'm going to give you an up close. You can see how I changed this one of Penny. So I'm going to give you an up close of everything, and I hope that you enjoyed this process video. If you did, please give me a like, and please consider subscribing. And of course, I'll be back at you super soon with another one. Bye, y'all.